The sun was sinking low behind the rolling hills, painting the sky in strokes of gold and crimson. Heartland lay quiet, the horses grazing lazily in the fields. But there was a tension in the air that no one could name. Amy stood on the porch, her hand resting on the wooden railing, her eyes fixed on the long dirt road that wound its way toward the ranch. She didn't know why her heart was racing, but something deep inside told her that tonight was different. Every creak of the windmill, every rustle of the trees seemed to whisper the same thing. Someone was coming. The faint hum of an engine broke the silence. A truck appeared in the distance, its headlights cutting through the twilight. Amy froze. For years, she had trained herself not to hope, not to let her heart leap at shadows. But as the truck drew closer, her breath caught in her throat. It was a sound she knew. A sound she hadn't heard in far too long. The vehicle slowed, dust rising in a cloud behind it, and came to a stop just outside the barn. The door opened and a figure stepped out. For a moment, the world stood still. Amy's fingers gripped the railing tighter, her knees weak. It couldn't be. It wasn't possible. And yet there he was, Ty. He stood taller, older. The weight of years reflected in his eyes, but the way he looked at her was the same as it had always been. She wanted to run to him, to throw her arms around him, but her body didn't move. Questions screamed in her mind. How? Why after all this time? And why now? Jack, who had been fixing a gate nearby, dropped his tools and turned. His jaw tightened as if he'd seen a ghost. Well, he muttered under his breath, though his voice carried, "I'll be damned." Ty's voice was low, rough, as though it had been dragged through fire and silence. "I know what you're thinking," he said, taking a slow step toward Amy. "But I need you to listen before anything else." Amy's heart pounded in her chest. Fear and love battling inside her. "You were gone," she whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. "You left us. We thought you were—" Her voice cracked. "I had no choice," Ty interrupted, his tone urgent but gentle. "There are things you don't know, things I couldn't tell you, but now it's coming here and I couldn't stay away any longer." The weight of his words pressed down on the night like an unseen storm. Amy's mind raced. What was coming? What secret had dragged him away all those years ago? The air grew colder, as if the ranch itself was holding its breath. Behind them, the horses suddenly whinnied, restless and agitated. The wind picked up, rattling the barn doors. Jack stepped forward, suspicion in his eyes, but also the faintest flicker of relief. "What the hell are you talking about, Ty? Why?" Ty's gaze flicked from Jack back to Amy, his jaw tightening as though carrying the weight of an untold truth. "Danger," he said simply. "And it's closer than you think." Amy shivered, though not from the cold. She didn't know whether to fall apart or hold herself together. Ty's return wasn't just a miracle. It was the beginning of something far darker, something that would test Heartland like never before. The night stretched around them, heavy with silence and the promise of answers, but also of battles yet to come. Amy finally moved, stepping off the porch, her boots crunching on the gravel. For the first time in years, she stood face to face with the man she had loved and lost. And though every part of her longed for him, a shadow lingered in her mind. If Ty was back, it meant the storm he carried was too. The ranch lights flickered, the sky rumbled, and in that fragile moment, one truth was clear. Heartland would never be the same again. As the story of Heartland opens a new chapter, Ty's return brings both hope and fear, joy and uncertainty. The family must face the secrets of the past while bracing for a future filled with trials they never expected. And through it all, one question will hang over every moment. Will love and loyalty be enough to withstand the storm that is coming?